Like, just the crispness and the clarity of that audio cue is great.
Don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow the signs to the mail room. You can get to the hotline containment chamber through there.
Mayor phone if ever I saw one.
Good luck, Jesse. See you back here once you have the hotline.
It's bright red and there's only one button.
Yeah, you know, cell phones. Cell phones.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh fuck, I forgot that, like, Apple phones have the one button. I forgot that was a thing. Hey guys, I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android because I like file systems. I like being able to mod shit if I can.
A welcome message.
Also, as somebody who had to sell Apple products for like years, I don't ever want to have to look at an Apple product revision ever again. It's impressive technology, but like, man, something about... I remember as a kid, the first time that somebody told me to use like a Mac, and I picked up the fucking mouse that was just like a bar of soap with no buttons, and I was like, what alien nonsense is this? Get this away from me, I want a button.
Or you pick up the mouse and it's like a circle.
Right.
Can't get in. Not allowed.
No.
This door has been, like, sealed.
Mm-hmm.
That's worrying.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Don't come in here. Under no circumstances are you allowed within the premises. Also, not only is it sealed, but it appears to have soundproofing on the outside as well.
I think that's the ceiling. Travel costs. Week 83 report. Summary. Visited the following Nevada accommodations: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel, In and Out, Aztec Court, Sleepy Bear Motel, Silver Spurs Ranch, El Gato Blanco Inn, A+ Lodge. Expenditures: accommodation $831.29, meals $714.84, gasoline $295.12, minibar. The boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskeys is my ritual. $313.61.
You know what? That's probably not even too much. Like, a minibar is so fucking inflated.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, here's a hot tip for it. I regret using that terminology. Here's a hint for any of you going to a hotel: don't ever eat anything in the mini fridge. Shit is expensive.
I do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state. But hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road, Ancient L. Hines. Oh, they found me!
They did find you. You entered the conversation with guns being pointed at you. But that's not a big deal for you, as Jesse Faden.
Which may not even be her real name.
Maybe not. Maybe her name is Alice Wake. Alice Lake.
The 360 wife evolved to her final form. The Xbox One wife.
The 720 wife. Oh man, she underwent facial reconstruction surgery to get rid of the nutcracker mouth, but they couldn't fix it entirely, so now she just has massive jaw.
It's pretty big.
But here's the thing, and I say this as the things that I tend to find attractive in people in my real world attractive, right? Like whether somebody has like a strong jaw or really sharp cheekbones or like a particular thing about the eyes, usually it's like attractive but something a little different, right? And that is absolutely the type of face that Jessie is kind of modeled after. Is like, she is very attractive, but in a unique and real sense. She's not like a video game character. She's just a person who happens to be attractive. You know what I mean?
She is a conventionally attractive but humanly flawed person, you might say.
Yes. She
Believably attractive.
Very much like Scully was back in the day.
Yeah. Due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. Reference chart. Green is stable. Yellow is low possibility of unanticipated building shifts. Orange is high likelihood of unanticipated building shifts. Red is frequent unanticipated building shifts.
You have entered into the red zone and shall never leave.
Oh no, I don't know if I can keep up that pace forever.
Nobody can keep up the red zone forever. The red zone can only last roughly 3 minutes and 40 seconds before you watch it again.
Well, that's what the YouTube looper's for.
Yes. And if you out there are thinking to yourself, man, you know what this channel needs? Just a constant loop of Red Zone by Tatch and Naoki in the background for like every video for hours on end, I agree with you. But unfortunately that can't be a possibility.
It's just not the world that we live in. I'm sorry to say.
It's the world that I live in. It's the world that I awake from slumber screaming in a cold sweat in every night. But it's not the world that you live in, thankfully. Not yet, anyway. Not until the singularity.
Dead letters. What have we here? I had a dream, and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God. But not the God that you know, or the ones anyone else knows. A new God. This machine will be his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator, and the coils from my toaster, and the fans plus the timing belt from my car's engine, and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God.
A football to contain God. I chiseled it. It's really good. It reads like the most dire thing in the world until you get to the end.
Until you get to the end.
Oh,
My phone doesn't work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. It's just so mundane.
I've missed dialing plates on phones. It's been so long. I used to have one as a kid, and it was so fun just watching that thing spin around. I was always afraid that my finger would like get trapped and snapped off in it.
And that's your idea of a good time?
Yeah, I live for the thrill, baby. Every day is one step closer to getting your hand snapped off by a rotary phone. Why do we live if not dangerously?
Oh, this game is great. What do we got here?
I'll tell you as soon as I see it. I'm sure whatever it is, it'll be great. One of these days. Oh, there it is. I see it through a window. Quite a delay. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. The letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell. The Dead Letters Archive sounds like a fucking awesome name for a band.
Yeah. Do as you're told, don't eat mold. Even the smallest amount of mold can cause serious harm. Contact security immediately.
That's good shit. Do as you're told, don't eat mold. That's just parenting.jpg.
Singing fish. Mr. Governor, I called the police, but they never come to my house. I got a problem and you gotta send folk to fix it. I got my wife one of them singing fish on the walls. It's not a real fish, it sings when you hit the button. But it's got a devil in it. It flies around at night and sings devil songs. Says a lot of cuss words. The devil got in my house because of the fish and you gotta come handle it. My wife is real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr.
Oh, poor Dwayne. He types like my grandpa.
He's got the devil fish in his house.
Mr. Governor. It's really good. You ever have one of those? You have one of those fish?
Thankfully, no.
Growing up where I did, I had at least 2 or 3 of those types of fish. I'm always ecstatic whenever I see them because it reminds me of like a world gone by. I think, am I the only person in the world who maybe likes those fish?
Yes.
Because I recognize that I shouldn't. It's like Anakin Skywalker. Turns out the entire time he was actually fine with not being a Jedi Master. He just wanted more singing fish to put on his space wall.
Damn, I fucking pasted that guy.
Padme wouldn't let him.
It's time to cleanse the control point. And look at more cool visuals.
Cleanse the Twitch stream.
Of all mention of these talking fish. Those are our real nemesis.
You're gonna tune back in and the fucking BRB is just gonna be like a loop of a talking fish.
I'm a talking mechanical fish. Hey, do you remember that episode of Megas XLR with the Zorps?
Yes.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
The Zorps are great.
Yeah, but you know the part that I'm talking about with the singing mechanical fish?
Yes.
It shows up for about 2 seconds when Coop hits a guy over the head with it.
Megas is a gift on humanity.
Truly.
We never got a Megas game, but we did get Megas cameo of sorts in a game. And that was kind of the best we ever got.
Yeah, it was in Pizza Titan Ultra, remember?
Yeah, you could get pretty much the whole costume.
No, it wasn't quite the same. Because all it was an engine block for a head.
Mm-hmm.
Which is... That, along with the name, is clearly an homage, but it's not one-to-one.
But you can kind of, like... You can kind of do it with other parts of armor in the game. That's not true. We also got it into Gmod.
Yeah, true.
It does exist. It exists at least in 2 places. Fucking stupidly huge thing that somehow moves.
Hello, avid readers. The Bureau Book Bunch will convene at the usual spot in the corner table of the cafeteria at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Currently discussing Unless You by J.D. Brooks. Everybody should get their reviews to me by Monday before lunch so I can generate some conversation starters before the meeting. Happy reading, Penny Bartwell.
Hey, that's the Dead Letters Archive. P. Bartwell.
Stepping to the FBC, there's lots to do, there's lots to read, but don't touch, and don't dream much. Let's join the Thresher Kids. Let's join the Thresher Kids.
Hey, Meg! What's wrong?
Here's your Night Springs.
I'm so sorry, Meg. What happened?
Oh man, I fucking missed those CRTs with the VHS in them.
It's like
I actually have one in my closet. I should hook that thing up sometime, see if I can get it to run properly.
Dad says my mama went missing in action. She walked into the city and didn't come back. I don't know what missing in actions is, but I sure wish someone would find her.
I'll help you look, Topher. We'll find your mama together.
Oh, that's so creepy. I love it.
It's pretty creepy.
I never knew how much I wanted, like, a Remedy SCP game until now. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's like... So Remedy has been trying to make a certain... Remedy has been trying to make a certain type of game for like 20 years almost, and they finally made it. Like, you look back on Mass Effect, you look back on...
Quantum Break.
Sorry, Discord is dying. You look back on Max Payne 1 and 2, and some of the ideas that they tried, some of the ideas that are coming to fruition now started with that.
To whom it may concern, I am being contacted by the past presidents of the United States of America. They appear as spirit guides,
God.
giving me their wisdom. John Adams keeps saying I need to fix America, but I can't really understand him. They all have a lot of opinions. People tell me I'm imagining it, but Theodore Roosevelt showed me how to fix my lawnmower, and I don't know a thing about lawnmowers. Explain that.
Explain that!
I have great dead men telling me about the past and the present. If you'd like me to use my abilities to help run the government, please let me know. I know the White House could use me. Yours in earnest, James Bartholomew.
This kid's got some good ideas. Let's get him in here.
He knows about lawnmower repair.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give Discord a chance to refresh and reconnect. I'm gonna grab some coffee while that happens, okay?
Go for it. These gentle dead men.
communications. We're on the right track.
Welcome to the comms department. We are here to help. If you have any questions, please ask one of our friendly staff. I want to apologize again for the fact that this game doesn't run very well on my system, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I want to do that again. Hell yeah, that's what I like.
Object of power.
Alright, time to cleanse it then. As soon as the game lets me... Oh shit. This is a game that could use a slide button. Oh, hey, welcome. Welcome, friend. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's a floppy disk.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in Bureau Seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
Alright. Alright! This looks great. Get to break shit. Launch, align the cube thingamajig into the hole slot to advance the score. Alright. I understand these kinds of puzzles.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
Shit. So this kind of kicks ass. What have we here now? Case file. The floppy disk. Must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. The object is an 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Darling, presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to unknown for research purposes. Stolen from a Soviet military base located in unknown by agents such and so on and so forth with the CIA. The diskette contained launch codes to unknown missiles believed to be reserved for use against unknown. After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. Oh no shit, it's launch codes, so it lets you launch stuff. I like that. Fall damage is for chumps. Ow. I have been shown who is the boss. Do I have anything new? Health recovery, energy recovery.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I see we have someone new. Hello and welcome.
And we have telekinesis.
Yes. I saw you breaking a bunch of shit while I was making coffee. It was interesting. Now is when the game starts to unfold a little bit and begins to kind of show its hand a little bit more.
That pleases me. Hey, I want to ask you to do something for me. You want to do me a favor?
Absolutely not. What can I do for you?
Go ahead and, like, pull up your Googles and your Bings and whatever, and that bench makes me uneasy.
Use Ask Jeeves, but okay.
Well, go ahead and pull up your Ask Jeeves and see if you can find anything about these performance issues. Because even if the game doesn't run the best on my system, I feel like it shouldn't be freezing like this.
Yeah, that's... I understand what you're saying. That wasn't happening to me. The thing that I would say is I know that Control has a lot of strange issues that kind of crop up like person to person, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot in Control that is like across the board. Like the dimming thing for me was really weird, and obviously you're not running into that.
Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech, and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies, or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brainworms, and that space dogfight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched in his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. I get that. I know how that feels. What have we got here?
It's like every Joss Whedon show ever. Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you know if you're running on DX12?
It didn't give me any kind of option. Are we up to... What is the most recent one? Are we up to 13 now?
That's a good question, actually. I thought it was 12 was the most recent.
Because I have, like, one less than whatever is the most recent, because the most recent one requires Windows 10, which I do not have.
I believe DX12 is the current.
Then
So
I'm-
you would likely be running a DX11.
Ray tracing requires DX12 and a graphics card with support for the DXR API. So I am probably on DX11.
Okay. You know what? Do a quick rundown of your options for me here. Let me see what's kind of going on. Borderless is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe drop the render resolution, because you're still outputting at 720, right?
Well,
On the
yeah,
stream.
but I had it put down because it didn't seem to make a difference in the performance. And I personally don't see why it would make a difference,
Okay.
like in terms of causing freezing. What I will do is
might-
turn VSync off because I'm not getting above 144 anyway. Ever.
I might say volumetric lighting is usually a pretty big one.
It would have to be something
Shadow-
that would be causing hitching. Which,
Yeah.
for me, I think that might be texture resolution.
Texture resolution. Yeah, I mean, set to ultra is pretty high.
We'll kick that down to high. See if
Kick
that
it down
helps.
to high and yeah, see if that works, because I can tell you that running it on medium is great. Still. So see if high works for you, and I'll keep taking a look and see if I can find anything.
I just wish that my system wasn't so old and shitty.
I mean, hey, you're talking to the guy with like the Frankenstein most powerful parts I can put on a really old and no longer supported motherboard.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
pretty much
question
what I'm
of-
working with here too. Is I've got like an i5 from like 2011. It's old.
The idea when I went searching for a
Emily said
an
that the
i7,
hotline can be
and I
reached
got
through
one.
the mailroom.
And basically what I got was, hey, this is as high as you can technically run. And I was like, okay, well, why is that? Can I, what's the latest thing I can get? And they're like, no. This is the highest.
Oh, it's still doing it.
Don't work. Like they don't. Why are you running such an old machine for losers, idiot? And I'm like, but it runs fine though. It makes me happy. It's too old. I've been told that Watch Dogs Legion has among its other myriad technical issues that game has, because hey,
Guess what? It's a Ubisoft game.
fucking rushed and super ray tracing everywhere, and it's a mess. In addition to everything else, it has a benchmark that will just straight up tell you like what the weak link in your process is. So if you're running the benchmark and it says it seems like your game is hitching, it's probably because your CPU sucks. And it's like, oh no.
I wish
Why?
more things would or could do that.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I've got my performance monitor pulled up on my other display here. So the next time the game hitches, I can look and see what's causing it. If it's a spike in resource usage from OBS or Discord or even the game itself, I should know. Interestingly,
Fair enough.
it looks like OBS is using the most. Using almost double what Control is using. But I am tabbed out of Control right now. If I tab back in, it goes back up.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. CPU usage on streaming is high. That's just kind of the name of the game.
It's a miracle I can even do it.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, isn't it such a good thing for all of you that I can do this? Aren't you glad I'm here? Don't I make your lives so much better?
Frankly, you should be thanking him.
You should be paying me to watch my streams.
I feel the need to apologize to everyone in attendance, including me.
Field research
Oh.
on Hiss entity. Hiss barrier.
Great.
Confidential.
This is 1 hour, 51 minutes, 39 seconds. I won't get back.
The Hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is hard to define. Hiss barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. 1 is to destroy the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity, and 2 is to destroy the Hiss entities in the area. So they're Devil May Cry doors. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and density from other non-connected sources of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the Hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file unknown for the full report.
Here's a question for you. Are you running control off of an HDD or an SDD?
It's installed on an SSD.
Okay. And, I mean, as dumb as this sounds, are you sure that you're running the latest drivers for your graphics card?
I am not running the latest drivers for my graphics card. It didn't even occur to me to try and update them. Tell you what, I'll do that before the next session, and we'll see if that helps.
Do that. Yeah, I'm bad about checking. I updated mine last night, and I was like 4 versions behind or something.
The only time I do that is when I get a game and it runs, like, conspicuously badly for what it looks like. Like, this game looks great. I can understand it running poorly. The only thing is the hitching, so it didn't even occur to me.
Well, this is why you should play Shenmue 1 and 2 for the Dreamcast emulated on your PC and toss this garbage game in the fucking trash where it belongs.
Yeah?
That's right. What are we doing playing Control when we could be playing fucking Jet Moto? Nights into Dreams. Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
Tomasi, Willow, Altered World Event Outcome. Federal Bureau of Control. Reinformation Campaign. Summary of Willow Altered Reality. Altered World Event. I'm gonna keep saying that. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on the Alaskan town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that my family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food because their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns makes the public much less likely to scubadoo-ba-dee-ba-doo. So another Altered World event behind us, and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. This doesn't mean we can stop monitoring such and so for any off-message opinions, but it's looking like we're in the clear. Tomasi out.
Tomasi seems like an asshole.
That's something you don't get a lot in SCP, is anybody being like, good job, everyone. Usually whenever you hear something from some higher up, it's like, dude, you fucked up. What were you thinking?
Right, now we have to hire a new so-and-so because the last one is dead.
Why did you fucking bring the infinite pizza box to your office party? Now everyone is obese. Good job.
You did not manage to avoid drowning.
In pizza. Oh yeah, this is a map kind of game.
God, what was that dude's name in Deadly Premonition?
What guy?
Was it David?
Who? What?
Vegeta. Pizza Vegeta.
Pizza Vegeta. Jones. Something Jones. Simon Jones. Right?
Yes. Nervous Simon.
That's the one.
I'm sorry, he's still Pizza Vegeta. Prince Vegeta.
Prince of all
pizza. Not for Vegeta.
That fucking spicy wings Vegeta. With the bib
man.
that says Prince of all Saiyans. Now what's
Vegeta's
this?
the best.
Clearance
I
level
don't
1.
care what we're
This
talking
must
about.
open the door.
Oh, look at that guy! Oh, he got it bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him.
I can't tell if this is video games or intentional. And that enhances the experience, to tell you the truth.
See, I'm not even sure what you're looking at. Oh, now I see it.
Oh no. The objects of power got to the bit rate.
That's unfortunate.
What have we here?
OBS is... That's what happens when you try to stream it from inside the oldest house. The bitrate itself has become an object of power.
Alright, I got a control point. And the way it
Good
says
work.
claim control point makes me think, like, what if this was a back and forth kind of thing? What if there was a goal and you had to, like, do it to win, and you could have setbacks, and if it was something other than a linear narrative experience, I guess? What if that?
I would be substantially less interested, but also I would say that if this game was a multiplayer game, it would probably play pretty well.
Like, not even multiplayer, just more of, like... I'm not sure how to put it. Like an organic, intuitive kind of thing?
I'm not sure what you mean. Like objective-based combat, maybe?
I guess. Think of, like, claiming zones in Saints Row 2.
I don't... like... random thing to put on the map to make you busy. I will tell you, if what you want is for more gameplay to emerge while you're doing other stuff, this game will do that.
I'm not saying it's bad or anything, I'm just saying, what if?
The thing I'll tell you is that the game ramps up in intensity and frequency with this sort of thing. You are still in the early goings of what Control will later become. But also, I'm not entirely understanding the situation that you're posing.
Voices, and other phantasmagoric.
I'll explain it in a second.
Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan tells
Good luck.
his story.
Good luck explaining it to me.
This is
You've got your
something
work cut out for you.
Oh, I know.
While staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's
Chili Pines.
Hey,
I was
Pat
in room
Boone.
47. The night manager in Avid
Sorry,
Research
Pat
Program
Maine. I don't know why I thought his
insisted
name
I
was
take
Pat Boone.
This particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed.
Well, how'd it get there?
Inside that wooden border that motel
It
beds
must
tend to have.
never come to light.
The body had been there a week, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below. They only found the body when
Suspicion-con!
housekeepers complained about the smell.
I'm sorry, I still see the delay. Suspicion Con is the coolest fucking thing ever.
It's pretty good.
I happily took the room. I fell asleep
Reminds
briefly,
me of
checking
a
out the
horror
bed
movie
for
convention in the
No ghosts visited me. No chilly spots or flickering lights.
Dresden Files, known only as SplatterCon, with a mandatory exclamation point.
But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed.
Oh.
It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room. There you have
What
it.
magic hath overcome you,
What
sir?
we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange. something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed.
I hope this music isn't copyrighted.
When no one else believes you.
I'm sure it will be, and I'm sure I'll have to edit it out.
Dark Overnight. We'll be right back.
And that's
Who's
a
the-
shame, because this is really cool.
What's the name of the track?
It didn't pop up on the screen. This isn't Death Stranding, you know. Though you could be forgiven for thinking otherwise.
No. Absolutely not. This isn't Death Stranding because you're enjoying it a little bit too much.
Yeah, you think so?
I think
Is that how you
this
feel
was
about Death Stranding?
I think that it's how I think you will feel about Death Stranding. In that Death Stranding is very much the kind of game where you will enjoy something, and then you'll be like, oh, that's the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. And then 10 seconds later, you'll be like, that thing's awesome.
Alright, I've been putting this off for long enough.
Yeah?
Oh, here's your favorite room in the whole game, the mail room.
Hey, what's up? It's the mail room.
And then here's this
The
thing.
mail comes through here. Mm-hmm.
Or should I say...
They can fly now.
No, it's still just this thing. What do you mean they can fly now?
This isn't... That whole phrase has been ruined by Rise of Skywalker. If it wasn't clear before that you ought to shoot this thing, what if we made it glow red? Says Sam Lake.
Okay, they made the boss drop health when you damage it. That's good. That's how that should work. Ow! Hey,
You'll need it.
stop that.
You'll need it quite a bit. I said it before and I'll say it again. Every game ought to have telekinesis or psychokinesis of some kind.
Ah, I die.
Oh no.
This game doesn't like to play nice.
No. It is an action game through and through.
It is an action game that doesn't run very well.
The game itself is an object of power. It just sounds on my end like you're popping pills to deal with the fact that you died.
You're mostly correct, except it's not pills, it's candy. But
Take your
the idea is the
Pentazemin.
same general idea.
I understand. Take your Pentazemin. It'll help steady your aim. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to that part. I would say that one of the worst parts about Metal Gear Solid 1 is that there is a boss fight, which is it is a sniper duel in which you have to aim with the PlayStation 1 controller, which is entirely digital and not analog.
Ooh!
It is very difficult.
Damn it, this guy hits hard.
Hit him harder. Get what you give. You go ahead and shoot him while I, on the other hand, try and delete process after process in this task manager to see if I can make Discord possibly run better.
Ugh. And it takes so long to load a checkpoint.
It's gotta load all those textures.
This is where my enjoyment is starting to drop off somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. The game can be tough. It's alright. You know, all you need to do is load up Parsec, and we can watch this game perform even worse.
You know that's what I want.
They can fly.
If nothing else, you get to look at this cool loading screen and be like, oh.
Oh,
You get
hey,
to look at
Alan
this
Wake.
You get to look at this loading screen and be like, oh, so this is what Prototype might have looked like on the PS4.
Where'd he go?
Where'd she go? You know what you should be able to do?
What?
You should be able to put things in those mail launchers and launch them at him.
I
Like, you
should be able
to
do that.
like shoot a mail tube and bend it, and then just fill him with mail. And you have like a 1 in 40 chance that instead of a piece of mail, like Bender fires out of one of them.
It's like a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Hits him in the face and says, please insert girder. Room is kind of Bioshocky in a little way. In a little
Yeah, there's a lot of brass.
sense. Now, I said before that Tomasi was kind of an asshole. And Tomasi continues to be kind of an asshole, but in a different way.
In the way of being kind of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, motherfucker, where'd you go? There'd you go.
Kind of reminds me of the Fury right now. I guess just that he's flying around and very dangerous. Yeah, and the columns. The columns, why not? God, Fury, been so long.
Here, let's give you this telekinesis mechanic, and then immediately give you a boss that cannot be damaged by it.
I am noticing something very interesting in my browser. Which is... it has nothing to do with what's going on screen right now.
Yeah?
My ad block is turning itself off. I don't like that.
Oh, I can throw stuff at him to interrupt him. That's
Got it
interesting.
to stay on. Mm-hmm. You use that dodge offset. I believe in you.
I think I got him this time.
I bet you do. Tomasi shall not fail you this day, good sir.
Where'd you go, you son of a bitch?
I'm guessing he's in the air. He is likely floating. Oh, yep, called it.
I have a feeling he'll be back.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
Let's stay focused. The hotline
Good work.
should be past the mailroom.
I beat him. And it only took me a
did.
couple of tries.
Good job. You've done well.
I think so.
I would say that okay, so Remedy games have an interesting arc in and how they approach combat because
Yeah.
I always fucking say Mass Effect. Max Payne is very difficult in the old style of it's kind of like a third person Hotline Miami in that a lot of it comes down to
You enter a room
knowing
and
where
then
the
you
enemy
kill or be killed.
it comes down to like not only do I have to know where all of the enemies, I need to perfect my run in killing all of them as soon as they spawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Alan Wake becomes a game in which it's a lot simpler. It's more
Alberto Tomasi,
generally
head of
balanced
comms.
pretty well, and like you
The
don't
Hiss
really
got
run
him.
into situations in Alan Wake where you feel like it's too much of an action game. And then Control comes out, and Control is like, well, what if we just made it like Max Payne, but a little bit less like spawn based, and just kept that intensity in combat up?
What if it was
What I'm
just
saying,
what if it was just combat through and through?
hmm yeah, no. As far as like intensity goes, Control is more akin to a Max Payne than it is to an Alan Wake, I guess.
Hiss elevated agents display abilities similar to telekinetic competencies observed in Bureau para-utilitarians. Some prefer to charge their targets while others launch objects at them. Telekinetic attacks have been ineffective against the Hiss elevated due to their own talent in the area. They do not use any weaponry except their own paranatural abilities. Some Hiss elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into chairs. This is likely the result of individuals being corrupted while undergoing cognitive recording in parapsychology. How are they able to use paranatural abilities? It is possible that these individuals were bound to objects of power prior to corruption. It's also worth considering that the Hiss resonance can identify and express latent paranatural ability in the individuals it corrupts.
See, I find that interesting. It is it's an extension of you.
Mm-hmm.
It invades you and becomes you, but at the same time,
It seizes
is
control of all of your best qualities.
All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting
fact,
the staff at the
in
U.S.
some
Embassy in
ways,
Havana
you
was
might
caused by
consider
sonic
that
weaponry
a
in the
kinder
hands
version
of a
of
foreign
what
power.
happens with the Taken.
Numerous personnel have damage to the
Because
inner
the
ear,
Taken just
but
takes,
most are
like,
expected to make a
whatever
full
was
recovery.
present in your
Of course,
mind
the event
most.
also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise.
Good or bad.
Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what are the odds an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Hey, are you still recording this?
I don't actually know how to say that word.
Which word?
Is it butt? Is it butte?
I can't read it. The stream has not yet allowed me to read.
It'll catch up in a sec.
I believe that's Butt.
Alright. A spat of disappearances was traced to a home in the city of Butt, where Bureau agents discovered a translocative light switch cord. Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at Unknown, which had been connected to a total of, that has to be a very large number, of disappearances in the area.
No, it's 5,
But they spelled
it's like
it out.
stretched out sideways.
No,
like-
it's just the
like
number
they
5, but they just...
They opened it in like paint.net and then shifted it sideways and stretched it out for no reason.
5.
And then their boss was like, "That's stupid. Why did you do that? Fucking redact that. I don't want to look at it."
While searching a closet, an agent pulled the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were recovered at the oldest house a number of days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord in the Butt Holmes closet disappeared during this incident. I love
Well,
the
that's
idea
number
of the
17.
old house being like, we'll set up our headquarters here, but we still don't know the extent of it.
We're basically operating blind, but it's the best that we can possibly do.
This place is so fucked up that the best way to keep it from view is to operate out of it. This might as well be ground zero.
Yes, but it's like ground zero, but entirely contained within itself, right?
It's like a bigger
Like-
on the inside, ridiculous fractal building.
Yes. Like, you like your non-Euclidean geometry, you like your impossible architecture,
The
you like your
hotline can't
MC
be far
Escher.
now.
The oldest house is not only all of that, but it's constantly moving and shifting. It never stops.
I hear a phone ringing.
It's not me.
No, because if it was
I
you,
liked it.
it wouldn't. It would probably sound like a phone ringing, or it would just be rules of nature, and then we would get flagged.
Man, what even is my fucking... I have no idea what my ringtone is because I keep it on vibrate.
I was
I've
about
kept
to
my
say
phone
I
on
have no
vibrate.
ringtone because my phone is always on vibrate.
I've kept my phone on vibrate for what feels like the last decade.
Yep.
And they run when the sun comes up. Oh shit, copyright. They own the lyrics.
They got us. Channel over. I'm
Damn
just
it.
gonna walk around this. You can't stop me.
Damn
what the hell
it,
is-
Jamie Christopherson.
Oh shit.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino.
Haha, yeah, how about that, huh?
The light switch cord. The door marked with the black pyramid.
Director Trench was up to some shit.
Ocean View Motel and Casino entry point. Catalyst. Light switch. The law of 3 applies. Is this a Nintendo game?
Whoa. Have we been here
No, you gotta
before?
hit the big eyeball for it to be a Nintendo
No.
game.
No, that's a Capcom
I
game.
stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country.
Or a
You
Legend
gotta-
of Zelda
Road.
game.
You gotta hit the big
Run under
G-Virus
radar.
eyeball.
This feels like
That is not
of
what
them,
they refer to
something
when talking
recognized
about
from
the
a dream.
G-spot. Well, maybe it is in the Resident Evil universe. Nobody in that universe, like, dates.
Leon Kennedy doesn't know what sex is. Confirmed. He's like Dante in that way.
Is it food?
Is it a type of pizza?
What form...
Hello?
What form
Anyone
of
here?
pizza is this? This might be one of my favorite rooms in the game.
It's a pretty good room.
This room feels like... This room feels like Alan Wake.
Alan Wake, if there was like even a second of the actual game that took place during the day. Not counting
Oh, it
the
does.
intro.
Oh no, it does. It's just late. It's later in the game.
Maybe that's why I don't remember it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen until maybe halfway, and then 75% of the way through the game.
Because I
I
have
want to say
played that
daytime
game.
happens, but it's been a number of years.
For me, it's been like maybe a year. It's weird because
wanna
I
say-
started it and then I finished it like a year later.
Yeah, I understand. I want to say that daylight happens in Alan Wake 3 times, not counting a flashback. And one of them is at the very beginning, one of them is roughly 75% of the way through the game, and I think the other one is about 50. Oh, my phone ringtone is the Normandy Mass Effect theme. Of course it is.
Let me in, damn it. Where's my rule of threes?
You gotta solve the puzzle.
Is there a puzzle?
Mm-hmm. There is most assuredly a puzzle. You know what the funniest thing about this is?
This is the kind of weird shit that I like.
This is the kind of weird shit that makes me really like this and Alan Wake are the Twin Peaks game that I never got. And Deadly Premonition. But this is like the Lynchian aspect that I never got, right?
There's the Black
has a
Pyramid
black
key.
pyramid on it.
How
So the
come-
thing about the black
How come it's
Yeah.
a pyramid, not just a fucking triangle? Do you see a third dimension that I'm somehow missing? Knowing this game, it wouldn't
It is-
surprise me.
Well, the thing about the pyramid is that it is a repeating constant throughout the game.
I guess the
And
actual
that's-
physical pyramid is three-dimensional. It's got sides.
Yeah, like you encounter it. You have encountered it. And the thing that I would say that is funny about this to me on a meta level is the visual icon in my system tray for the fucking video editor is an upside down triangle, and after spending 4 updates with Halo Reach, having to re-render both of those, all of those videos twice, I look at this ominous pyramid and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to edit this video later. Click, click. Well done. I'm not gonna lie. I have seen people spend substantially longer doing this than you just did.
Well, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
The hotline will allow you to contact extra-dimensional entities. Okay.
Whether or not that's a good idea is up for debate. Well, that's not good. Also, I see now how far behind I am in the stream.
Yeah, I wish it was better.
Yeah. I think for the sake of consistency in the visuals, I might look away and do some extra reading on my own, because I can only imagine how annoying that must be. So I apologize to anybody who might be watching. Trying to do my my due diligence and keep an eye on the chat. That is not happening.
I like the way the board dialogue is presented in a way like, we don't have a word for this. Here are the closest couple of analogs that we have. Because we don't have these words.
So the board dialogue in this game is one of my favorite elements, because it's the closest thing to something that is existing both within and without the game the entire time. I would say pay close attention, because
under the right conditions to other planes of
everything that
existence
they
as well.
say, including like the multiple ways that they say it amounts to something.
There is significance.
Yes. A
director
lot
needs a
of the
team.
board's dialogue
My
is
management
specifically
team.
talking to the player, which I
These
like a
people
lot.
know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling,
Harry, Carey,
Tomasi,
Rock.
Salvador, Marshall.
I need scissors.
Marshall especially.
61.
My head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself.
I
But
can't
things
fucking
change when you
believe that
become
we got
director.
copyright struck by the fucking Nintendo 64 sound font for Compsessor Todd.
Of all fucking things. Ooh.